What's up, YouTube? It's a beautiful day in Hazard County. It is about 2 in the afternoon on August 1st, and I'm doing a video. Obviously, we got the white Dodge right here, but I did some things to the truck, and I got some truck updates that I want to talk about with the class. So, without further delay, we'll get right into it. Stuff I've done. I just got finished working on the front end, and as you may notice, there's a new set of pedestal lights on the bumper. So I just got those in a couple days ago. They are Whelen 400 series linear LEDs. They're the kind of the small version of the new 900s, the 600s, 700s, so on and so forth. But these are the 400s. They're 4" by 3" up front, and I have them in Grillmaster pedestal housings. These are the successor to the all aluminum ones I have on the back for the rear amber lights, but they're plastic and obviously flat black. Reason being, after I changed the dash light to amber, I noticed that I wasn't moving traffic as well as I used to with having that mid-level strobe light. I still am going to keep that amber though. That's going to stay the same. But I figured, you know what, maybe they're just not getting the point, and maybe the 500s aren't really doing that much, or they aren't as effective as I thought they were going to be, which they're still really bright. So I picked these up because I was originally going to use them for something else, and then I got to thinking, it's like, you know, why not try it out? I got the space, and I was already going to put like a little floodlight right there anyway, so I nixed the floodlight and just wired those in. Now they are hooked up with the 500s. So the cool thing that I can do is, because they're all Whelen products and because they have the little gray sync wire in them, I can sync them together. So I have them flashing in an X pattern like so. So those two lights flash at the same time, and those two lights flash at the same time. It's still quad flash like in the last video though. I'll show you that in a couple minutes. Moving along. Beautiful 250. I do have the black aluminum toolbox back on. This is not the same toolbox that went full banana split on me, that had the lights on it. Although you can see it's kind of not doing too well for itself. This is the interim toolbox that I had on, that I got from a buddy of mine before I got the white one. The white one had some rust problems. As I've said in a couple of videos, it had a lot of rust problems on it. So I finally took it off a couple days ago, threw this one back on for the time being so I still had all my stuff, and I'm in the middle of painting that one. I was originally going to paint it white, but after seeing the black one back on the truck for a while, I'm going to paint it black. So, cue the Beatles music. Anyway, continuing, the other thing I'm going to do on the new toolbox is I'm finally going to put the Technic K70 box lights on. Yes, I am finally doing that. How I'm going to do that, I have no idea. I believe they use the same flange as a Whelen 700. I know they use the same bolt pattern, but I'm going to have to talk with one of my local Technic dealers and figure out if that actually is the case, or if they make their own specific flange. I don't want to use the mounts that I had on the old toolbox for no other reason than that I intended that for like strobe heads or, you know, halogen heads, not for LEDs. LEDs, I can just zip right onto the box. Don't even have to care. That's just, the other ones are more for depth if I have a reflector behind it. So there's that. Other things to note, I did finally get a new low band antenna because the other one didn't really give me the best range. I've had a couple of them on there. I had a Spectrum A88 from Motorola for 42 to 50. I forget what I had it tuned for though. That one worked okay. It looked kind of good. I had painted it black with some Plastidip so it matched the other antenna. But it really didn't do that well. Then there was also a MaxRad MLB, or no, there was a, there was a MaxRad, but it didn't really do any better. And I had also painted it black, but the paint was coming off. So that one looked like crap. I also had an MLB 4700, which that worked reasonably well, but it was the completely wrong split for what I needed it for. So, frustrated with everything having to do with band splits and tuning, and I didn't want to have to cut the thing and get it wrong, and rolling off my victory with the tram antenna, which I'll get into in a minute. I decided on the Larson NMO 40C wideband antenna. I forget what the exact model number is, but it is on antennafarm.com. If you go look it up under low band mobile antennas, it is on there. It is a full 64-inch whip, and the coil itself actually looks like just a regular VHF coil, similar to the one that's on top of the white Dodge, but it is a low band antenna. Out of the box, it's tuned for 40 to 45 megahertz, so you still have to do some tuning, but I put it on there and I'm still picking up Jefferson County, no problem. I pick up Wayne County and Ontario County talking to each other occasionally on L-Fire 4, and I pick up the state DOT in Onondaga, no problem. So no complaints with that. Which brings me into the back, the tram antenna. I haven't mentioned that before. Many are used to having that Motorola barrel antenna on there that I've had on pretty much every vehicle since the F-150. Unfortunately, my theory on this is I wasn't getting a good enough ground plane for the VHF 5/8 wave. So I was looking at a no ground antenna. I tried a couple no ground antennas and they didn't work for whatever reason. They were still giving me a ton of SWR readings. So I found this one because I had bought it for the ammo can. I built an ammo can radio out of an old 50 cal Army ammo can. At the time it was a Hytera TM628 and an antenna and a scooter battery, 30 amp scooter battery. And I was going to use this exact antenna on that setup because I needed a no ground plane and I wanted the maximum gain that I could get. So this is actually a 6/8 wave, technically a 3/4, but whatever. 6/8 wave, 4.1 decibel gain antenna. It stands just about 54 inches tall. I have no complaints with it. It's a little scuffed up because it went through Hector, and at Hector I had absolutely no radio problems talking on the truck. The ammo can was having some issues, but that was just the radio, which has since been replaced. I may do a video on that at some other point and show you how that's all set up and what I use that for. But in any case, so this is the Tram 1159WB wideband antenna. Again, no ground plane, 4.1 decibel gain, NMO style mount. I have no complaints with it. The only thing I will say is you really need to make sure that the this ferrule nut and the center load, gotta make sure those are tightened. I've had them break loose a few times on me just because it's a lot stiffer than a normal antenna. So it's also good that it's stiffer because it doesn't fold backwards and throw your wave pattern off, but at the same time it's stiffer, so it tends to work loose a little bit. Some thread lock probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but I haven't tried that. Don't do anything I haven't tried. So anyway, that's about it for light updates and antennas. Go ahead, turn the lights on. I already have the switch preset. Again, grill lights are always on the second switch. Also the upper bar on there. And there we go. Like I said, cross pattern, set to quad flash. Eventually, actually I don't even know if I'm putting that flood bar in now, because the front floodlights on the mirrors do pretty well and the fog lights when they're working do pretty well, so I think I'm just going to stick with that. Anyway, that's all for this video. More will come as I put the toolbox back together, but thanks for watching and see y'all around.